What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe and share if you haven't already. In good faith that I will continue bringing you great content. Oh, and I'm just another YouTube personality, so take what I say with a grain of salt and do your own research, okay? All right, so listen. First of all, I want to shout out CZ USA for providing me an opportunity to review some of their handguns. You guys know that I have been a fan of CZ for so long. I love CZ, okay? I love CZ. So, if you missed the previous video, I'll post a link here of how this partnership came to be. But CZ, thank you for sending this over. Thank you for supporting the channel with ammo costs. And I'm super stoked right now. So if I mess up a little bit, I'm just a little nervous, but bear with me. We're going to get into it. So today we are talking about the CZ P10M. And M stands for micro. Okay, now if you're new to the channel, let me just give you an overview of how this review is going to go. Typically, I'll just give you a synopsis of the specs of the firearm. Now, I'm not going to get into all the granular details. You got to do some research yourself, right? And then I'll get into the features of the firearm. I'll go over that. I'll get into some pros, I'll get into some cons, and then I'll give my overall view about how I feel about the firearm. All right? Got it? Good. All right, so here we go. The CZ P10M. M stands for micro pistol. It is a 9mm polymer striker fire handgun with 7+1 capacity. It weighs 20 ounces. The barrel is 3.19 inch long. The width of the firearm is 1 inch. It has fixed 3-dot sights. And lastly, it is a snag-free appearance. It has a smooth outside where there are no controls or levers on either side of the firearm other than the mag release. All right, so here we go. CZ is dipping his toes in the micro pistol market territory. We know that it's already saturated with the Hellcat, with the 365, with the Shield Plus, and so on and so on. But I think they have a great blueprint, and we're going to go over some of these features and my experience with the firearm. So first of all, it is empty. All right. So where should I start? Let me start in the front. So the firearm comes with 3-dot sights. It comes with front serrations and rear serrations. The serrations are perfect. I didn't think they were too sharp. I thought they were just right. They did the job. I wasn't overwhelmed by them. The sights work really well. I was able to stay on target under recoil. I didn't have any issues with that. They're very accurate. And speaking of very accurate, I think I'm understating how accurate this firearm is. This firearm is extremely accurate, especially being a micro-sized pistol polymer frame 9mm handgun. Listen, you guys know I carried my VP9 SK for a long time, and I said that I was probably the most accurate with it until I started carrying my other EDC. Listen, accurate. You understand? If you miss, it's on you. It didn't shoot like a micro pistol. When I shot the 43, I hated it. When I shot the 938, I hated it. When I shot the 365, I actually liked it, but I thought it was very thin for my hands, and I felt like it was slipping out of my hands. This is as well as the 43. This is the only firearm that I shot that is micro size that did not slip out of my hand when shooting. Now, a lot of that had to do with the grip texture, okay? If you notice, the grip texture is very prominent, okay? I'm able to lock my hand around the grip. Now, it doesn't have a pinky support, but if you're looking for a micro pistol, I would surmise that you're not necessarily looking for a pinky support, and then you might as well go subcompact or compact altogether. So some of you might not like that there's no pinky support, but I just wrap it around here and I was just fine. Again, it wasn't flipping out of my hand like other micro pistols have done. What else? You have a trigger guard that allows you to wear a glove if you're shooting outside, or if it's the weather conditions allowed for you to wear gloves, then it'll work. You can get your finger in that trigger guard with enough space, okay, and not feel like you have to push the trigger back to fit your finger in there. What else? I mean, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm going so fast. I like the fact that this firearm can be used as an EDC for concealed carry. It can also be used as a pocket pistol. Some people just like a simple pocket pistol, put it in a, like a leather holster or a padded holster and throw it in their pocket. You can certainly use it for that. Now, I wanted to wait to talk about this because you probably noticed this firearm doesn't have any external levers or controls except for the mag release button. That's it. It is snag free. It's easy again for you to throw it in your pocket with a small holster, be able to take it out. It's easy for you to EDC, not worried about snagging your clothes when you pull it out or getting hemmed up on a holster that's not made of quality. It is easy to use and to control. All right, there's no slide lock lever, there's no takedown lever. The only thing you have to do when you take this down is push in this pin and slide off the slide. Okay, if you have a CZ75, it's the same procedure. Nothing is different. So that is one of the great things that I like about this. Now, although it's simple to use and it has all the features that some people may like, you'll also notice that if you own a traditional CZ P10C or P10F or even P10S, you'll notice that the trigger is a little different. Now, when we talk about the trigger, it is a little different. I'm going to say there are pros and cons to that. Number one, the trigger feels under dry fire. Again, this firearm is empty. Under dry fire, the take up is longer than the P10X or any other P10 series, okay? It's a little longer. However, if you're carrying it for EDC, that's really not a bad thing. You want a little bit of take up, you want to know where that wall is, you want it to be pronounced before pulling that trigger. So there's a little bit of take up here. Once you get to the wall is very defined, okay? And the break is crisp, audible, as you can hear, and it was just fine in live shooting. In fact, when I was live shooting, the take-up was fine, but the reset was really short under live fire. However, when I do it right now, you'll see that the reset will look a little long. Here we go. Okay, just a little long. Right at the wall, break. I'll do that again. Take up, wall, break, reset. So it is a little heavier than the P10S, for instance. This is my P10S. This is also empty. Okay, so here, the trigger obviously looks different, smoother, not as much take up. Break, wall, break. Reset, very short, and break. So, I do prefer this trigger, but This is not bad, and I would even say that it will probably beat most micro pistol triggers out of the box that are currently on the market right now. All right, now, before we get to the elephant in the room, it also comes with an accessory rail. All right, the elephant in the room is this. The only way that this firearm will lock back is if it has an empty mag. Now, some of you may not like that. Some of you probably don't care. It has an internal slide lock. So again, remember I told you on the outside, there is no slide lock lever. Okay? If I drop the mag, the slide stays locked back. If I release it, there is no way for me to lock the slide back again without inserting the empty mag. So, for instance, there's nothing to lock it back. I would have to insert the empty mag and lock it back. Also, some of you might be looking like, is that slide milled for an optic? Unfortunately, it is not. Can you get it milled? Of course, but it is not milled for an optic. Some might not like that. Some probably don't care. Now, the other thing I have to address is mag capacity. Mag capacity is very important, all right? I surmise that CZ will rectify that later on down the line and build on this blueprint. This mag is only 7+1. The cons you get into when you start adding more capacity is that the firearm becomes heavy. So if you're using it as a quick pocket pistol, or if you're trying to go to an event where you don't really want to print, you may not want as many rounds. However, there are a lot of people who want their rounds, and that's totally understandable. They want 10, 11, 12, 13 rounds in a micro pistol. Again, more rounds equals a heavier handgun. And also with more rounds, it's not going to be as concealable as it would be if you had a flush base plate. Listen, overall, I really enjoyed shooting this pistol. Listen, it has the CZ name, so you know you're getting quality, okay? The ergonomics are great. It was not snappy at all. The sights went right back on cue. And by the way, these are luminescent sights, so if they are illuminated during the day and charged, then during low light, they'll have some luminescence left in them where you can pick up your target. The serrations were great. The trigger I thought was fine. The trigger guard has enough space if you wanted to put a glove in it. You have the texture on the grips. It's seamless, it's snag free, it's easy to take down. If you have big hands, you're not going to have to worry about it sliding all over in your hands. I think it's a great option, and I don't know personally what CZ is going to do, but I surmise that they're going to build on this blueprint and they're going to make it better. Now, of course, you don't have the optic cut, you have limited round capacity, and it doesn't lock back without having an empty mag in it. If that's an issue for you, then you might want to look at the P10S, all right, where it has more round capacity, it locks back, and personally, it has a better trigger. But if that's not an issue for you, and you can afford the $499 MSRP price tag, which in stores is going to be a little lower, then this might be something that you want to take a look at. Again, I'm feeling it. I really like it. Everything has pros and cons, and it's up to you to decide if it's right for you. But either way, you have a CZ name, a CZ product, and honestly, I don't think you can go wrong, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, You guys let me know how you feel about it. Again, thank you CZ for sending this over. Thank you to all my subscribers for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And I appreciate y'all. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing well, treating one another with kindness, and I'll see you on the next